Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to our Direwolf 20 1.10 modded Minecraft Let's Play series. Since last episode, by the way, I hope everybody had a wonderful Valentine's Day. First off, I did have a pretty good one. Pretty busy, but pretty good. Since last week, I've been fairly busy on the Direwolf pack. Over here, you'll notice we have some chorus fruit planted. We also have a small sugarcane farm. The chorus fruit is planted for a reason, as you'll see in just a moment. And then the sugarcane, I figured it was about time that we get a sugarcane farm in place. Also, I did go ahead and change all this over to Endstone. So, just did that shortly ago because I realized we should probably do that, right? And then also I changed this up. That's what the chorus fruit is for, because if you take 4 purple blocks and then an Eye of Ender, you can make yourself some of this primal void stone. So I just went ahead and auto-crafted all that, as well as these purple lamps from actually additions. You can actually shift right click and turn these on and off. So just a heads up on that. But yeah. So, it's not totally done, but take a look on the inside. I mean, it's still got a lot of work to go through on the inside here. But just something I was kind of changing this over because I want, of course, the Draconic Storage Energy multi-block in the center here. We are going to have some of this stuff cut away and maybe have some windows and different things. So we can kind of look down, but I wanted... Hey there. I still got to light all that up, too. You know, I kind of wanted to change this up, and the sphere, I think it's a better shape. It looks better than the old one that we had there. So I actually quite like it a bit more personally. But anyways, today we are going to continue on where we left off last week. And by the way, I just used a builder to build this. We're going to continue on where we left off last week, working towards making some new armor. I actually had a couple suggestions. I had one about using the blood magic armor. But the only thing about the blood magic armor is, of course, it takes a set bonus, and really there's other options, more variety as far as options over the blood magic armor. Now, initially, I was planning on making the quantum suit headpiece. And I didn't quite get enough iridium. I went out searching for iridium. I got a little bit here, but this stuff is very, very difficult to find if you're searching for like large amounts of it. And so I didn't really find enough. Now we could get into UU matter, which I thought about doing. And I think, honestly, with the regen effect, we're going to get regen in place today. And honestly, I think that will beat out any need for wither protection. I think we're going to bypass that. And I also had a suggestion about the Draconic Evolution armor. Yes, we could go Draconic Evolution, but the only reason I'm trying to avoid that is Draconic Evolution is generally, once you get Draconic Evo armor, it's generally the end-all, be-all of armor. And so you don't ever get to really play around with other types of armor. So it's kind of a, you know, it's kind of like, do we really want to do that? But regardless, we do need to move out of the psi metal stuff, because this stuff is kind of like, not so great on defense. So what I think we're going to do is, first up, we're going to get ourselves some nanosuit armor. Now, I was crafting up a few pieces that I knew we'd need, a few things that we would need. Yeah, there's some more copper cables. I did make some carbon plates, and I've got some more coal that was being created here. Yeah, I just made like 1,000 of it or something like that. But let's get like 16 more of this. That'll get us 8 more carbon mesh, and we'll go ahead and start compressing that, because the nanosuit stuff does take quite a bit of carbon. So but yeah, I think if we get like regen, that will outweigh the wither effect, because regen, if I recall correctly, regen actually heals you for more than wither takes. So the main thing at this point is to get something with some really good defense on it. So also, In addition to the carbon plate, we're also going to need some of these energy crystals. They're fairly cheap, Energium dust, and then diamond dust. So let's get ourselves, what will we need, 16 diamonds? So let's go ahead and get these macerating. And in addition, the nanosuit headpiece is the most expensive because it requires the night vision goggles. I know some of this stuff I crafted. Yeah, we've got advanced circuits, luminators, reinforced glass, all that good stuff. Now the RE battery, this thing is a little bit more expensive. We are going to need some, was it bronze? Yeah, bronze. So we'll go ahead and throw this in there, set to rolling, and we'll get our bronze item casings. And then we're going to need lead dust, actually. So let's grab just a lead ingot. Alright, so there's our lead dust. And we've still got a few more diamonds that are running through right now. And there's the last of our bronze item casings. Awesome. And there's our RE battery. But yeah, I started making this stuff and then I realized I hadn't hit record, so I do apologize. But the illuminators are fairly cheap to craft. Also the reinforced glass, fairly cheap to craft. And advanced circuits, of course, fairly cheap to craft. We're also going to need these advanced heat exchangers, 2 of these, so we're going to need 4 heat exchangers in total. These are fairly cheap, I'll say. We're going to need more tin plates, okay. And our diamond dust got finished, so let's go ahead and make our Energium dust. There we go, 36. Oh yeah, we're going to want more of these electronic circuits. So 13, that sounds good. That sounds plenty good to me. And so now we're just waiting on the 10. That's fine. And so let's go ahead and throw our Energium dust in this compressor. So to start making our crystals for us. And we've got a bit of tin here. This should actually be enough to make our heat exchangers. There's that. And then we're also going to have to make a way to charge this stuff as well. And then next up we're going to need some lapis plates. I've already got those crafted. It's just lapis, macerate it, then compress it again. And that'll get those for you. So there's our heat exchangers. And we should be all set now to get our night vision goggles, I think. Yes. Alright, so there's those. And then to upgrade them, of course, we're going to need the carbon plates and the energy crystals. Those energy crystals should be done. If I can figure out where I'm going. There we go. I need to finish getting all those named. There we go. Energy crystals. So there's our nanosuit helmet. And the rest of this stuff is very, very cheap. Nanosuit boots. Pow. Nanosuit body armor. Pow. And leggings. Pow. Okay. So now we've got a full set of nanosuit. However, we need a way to charge this, and it does require a power tier of 3, which what? Don't we have an energy storage? We have a bat box. Bat boxes are terrible. We'll just go with the standard MFE. This requires 4 more of those energy crystals, and then 2 times insulated gold cable, and a basic machine casing. That's not a problem at all. 2 times gold cable. Okay. Yeah, we're going to need 16 more diamond dust for that. Okay, there's our insulated gold cable. Not a problem. Yeah, and then we're just waiting for the rest of the MFE. And let's go ahead. We'll grab ourselves a... Wow, we don't have like any of these things, really? Okay, there's a coil. The insulated tin cables. Get 2 of those. And it should be any kind of wood planks. I guess I don't have any made. That's a common issue for me. We'll make 1,000. Sounds great. There we go. There's our LV transformer. MV is just a basic machine casing. I don't have any iron plates left. Okay. And actually our diamond dust is done. So let's go ahead. Energium. Okay. There's 36 of that. Let's go ahead and we'll get our next batch of crystals. And then I gotta wait on this iron to get finished, so. And we got our energy crystals. So let's go ahead and pop on over here. We will get our, first up we'll get our MFE. There's that. Ta-da, storage upgrade. And then let's go ahead and get our other transformers. Because for those of you that don't know, the immersive engineering stuff no longer works in 1.10. You know, used to, you would just use immersive engineering to generate all of your, you know, your power for IC2. And honestly, I liked IC2 a little bit more then because honestly, I hate IC2's power generation and stuff anymore. You know, back in the day, it kind of worked and everything. It was fine, but now it's kind of like, eh. Alright, we'll set our LV transformer here. We want our high voltage side to be on this side. We'll do our MV transformer here, and then we'll do our MFE right here. And we're going to go ahead and say fixed step up. So input's going to be 32 EU per tick. It's going to output 128. Here we're going to say fixed step up, and then this will start getting some power in it. Now, these things do hold a lot, 1 million. Yeah, but the MFA can store 4 million. But we might, let's see, we're going to need some other power source other than just geothermal generator. Because this thing is not gonna do it. So let me think here for a second what kind of power source we want to go with. Okay, I was doing some thinking, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to go with kinetic power. Basically using, let me find it here. I think it's somewhere at the top. Yeah, the kinetic generator right here. Did that iron ever finish? Because I'm going to need it. Okay, it's pretty well done. The kinetic generator, we're going to need some iron atom casings, an iron shaft, and a lot of iron plates and stuff like that. Not terribly expensive. Go ahead and throw some of those in there. And to get an iron shaft, we are going to need a block of iron. But I figure it's about time that we upgrade our power generation. And the nice thing is, going with a kinetic power, it's mostly cost-free. Now, I will say that there is a little bit of maintenance involved. You're going to have to remake rotor blades. But it's a fairly good, like, mid-range power source. And I know I've said before, I don't plan on going, like, too extreme with IC2. Just because, for the most part, most mods do things better and a little bit cleaner, and a little bit more automatic than IC2 does. But we'll mess around with IC2 a little bit here and there. Let's see, to get our kinetic generator, we're gonna need some coils, and we'll get our electric motor, and then our shaft we've already got. And we're going to need one of these generators, iron furnace. Alright, so let's get our RE battery. There we go. And then our generator and our kinetic generator. Okay, awesome. Now the kinetic generator is what generates power, but it doesn't actually produce any power. You're going to need something else. You can either do steam with kinetic generator, or you can do wind power. And I think we're going to do wind power. And actually, let me get a bunch of gold, because I want to make a bunch of gold, insulated gold cable, and like to move the power. And then next up, we're going to need to get ourselves one of these wind turbines. These things just require a couple iron shafts and then one of these basic machine casings. So honestly, for us at this point, they're not terribly expensive. That's slowly building up, but I mean, needing a million from each of these, it's just not, it's not going to cut it. We'll get our wind turbine, and then in addition, we're going to need a rotor. And there's a few different kinds here. You can see there's a wooden rotor, an iron, a steel, and a carbon. Now, carbon is the best. Wood, of course, being the cheapest one. The wood one actually doesn't last very long, and it can't accept really high wind conditions. We are going to go with the carbon because we're going to make this kind of an ideal setup We will need a block of steel. Let's see. How much steel do I have? Not very much. I need to get more steel being created, actually. But we have enough to get this, this initial rotor in place. And I will say that these rotors, the carbon one, lasts a long time. Like, we're talking like, I want to say it's like 10 or 15 real life days. So, I mean, you're talking a couple weeks that you're going to be on that rotor, and that's assuming that you're on like all the time. So, the carbon rotor will definitely do us fine. So, we're also going to need some of these carbon rotor blades. And so, give me a second. I'm going to wait. Actually, while this is running, we could start getting this stuff set up. So, what I'm going to need is... How much rubber do I have? Not a whole lot. May have to go farm up some rubber. Ideal conditions for the kinetic wind generator, you want it to be around Y level 160-ish. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is I think we'll just have our wind turbine come up like right through here, I think. Yeah, we'll just have it kind of come up out of this and just go up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the cabling up. And we have to bring this up a fairly good ways. Yeah, we still need like 20 more plus running it over. And, oh yeah, I took down my rubber trees. Okay, give me just a bit. This is going to take a little while. I gotta replant my rubber trees and get a bunch more rubber. So I will be back. Alrighty, so now we've got 64 gold cable. I got a bunch of resin. I ended up just going out and exploring because I planted some trees and everything over there, but I mean, waiting on it to respawn just wasn't fast enough. So that seemed to be the best way. But anyways, we've got our stuff to make our carbon rotors now. So let's go ahead and get... No, I don't have enough of these, do I? There we go. There's 160. That's great. And so then what we'll do is we'll put our kinetic generator on here. We'll just set it up right there. I believe that's actually the correct direction for it. And then we'll attach our wind turbine right here. And you'll notice that we have an inventory spot here. It says rotor is missing. That's what we need the actual rotor for, the carbon rotor that we were crafting. Okay, which we are ready to finish that. There we go. There's our carbon rotor blades and our steel shaft. There we go. Kinetic gearbox rotor. Awesome. And then let's go ahead and plug up our insulated gold cables. And I guess we'll just plug them in like that. And just kind of bring our cabling up. And we'll bring this gold cable down. I may end up changing like the layout of this so it's not just right here. But I've got to figure out, I think chisels and bits would probably work with this. Like to hide the cabling, I think. But I'm not 100% sure on that because IC2 is a mod I don't tend to mess with it a whole lot. And so I don't really keep up to date on it. We're going to need more gold cable. Alright, so we'll get that plugged up. And then, I guess we're about ready to plug up the rotor, I should think. So we'll go way up here. Oh man, this thing is so high up. And then all we have to do is we just have to put our gearbox rotor into this. There we go, it'll start spinning. And like I said, carbon is the best, but there is a few other options if you prefer. But carbon, I mean, realistically, carbon is cheap. I mean, it does require the 9 steel, which is probably the most expensive part. But 9 steel every couple weeks of playtime, that's okay by me. But you'll notice that our power in this is actually rising quite a bit faster now. Where did you even come from? But anyways, the power in our MFE is charging quite a bit quicker now. And of course we can throw our nanosuit stuff into this and, you know, charge that up that way as well. Let's see, what's it producing right now? The amount of energy it produces kind of varies. Like if it was to storm right now, it would produce more. It would get like a 20% bonus. Right now we're making 77.8 EU per tick. So, I mean, realistically, we could probably set up additional wind turbines up here, I should think. Maybe have like one facing off in this direction. But anyways, I'm going to let this build up power. It is going to take a little while, you know, to get enough power charged up in this to actually fully charge our nanosuit. I may end up adding that second wind turbine up there, maybe even more. We'll see. And basically we'll just plug all this stuff up and have it as our nanosuit charging stuff. So, yeah, so you can see the rotor health on this is still 99%. This will last a very long time, by the way. But next episode, whenever we come back, we are going to do a couple minor things before we fight the Gaia Guardian. But next episode, we will kill the Gaia Guardian. But one thing I do want to do is resurrect the Ender Dragon and get ourselves some Dragon's Breath and some little things like that. So, anyways, I hope you guys join me for next episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button, and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already for more daily videos. And, yeah, I hope you guys join me for next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys then.